guys, this is Jennifer. This is a little bonus episode, not quite a Talk to Me Tuesday. So today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my cleaning process for a Raggedy Ann or Andy doll. This varies by doll, but this is a really good example of a doll that's easy to clean and in good enough shape to wash. So I hope you enjoy this. Let me know if you have any questions, and here we go. Since I've been doing the Raggedy rescues, lots of people have been asking me for hints and tips and how I clean the dolls specifically, but there have been other questions too. So I thought I would go ahead and show you guys how I clean my rescued Raggedy Anns and Andys, and then we'll see if you guys want more info from there. So I acquired this little gal here from a Goodwill. I actually bought it on the online auction site, shopgoodwill.com. She came from Arizona. So when I do a rescue, the very first thing I do is kind of do an assessment of the doll. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this dress off. This is a corduroy dress. It's a little too heavy for a rag doll. So you can tell that it just sort of like hangs on her. So we're going to take that off first, and then we're going to see what she looks like. First thing you're going to notice is her legs are stripy all the way up. That's actually pretty unusual. She's definitely handmade. You can see there are some whip stitches here, and she's pretty dirty, but other than that, she is in really good condition fabric wise. So the first thing I usually do is I do a little stress test, and I check the seams, I check the fabric, because we want to make sure that she's not dry rotted. Because if I clean her and she's dry rotted, she's literally just going to fall apart. So that's the first thing I do. I check the seams, the arm seams especially, because kiddos tend to carry them by the arm. And also I find a lot of splits here between the shoes and the legs. So that's not actually too bad. That's fixable. I don't really see any other holes in her. She's got a little place where her embroidery is loose. That's not too bad. And then the next thing I'm going to check is her hair. So yarn, especially acrylic yarn, it'll dry rot. So when the hair is dry rotted, I remove the hair before I clean the doll. So this is an easy test. I always pick one kind of at the bottom back, and the way you check it, that's it, it's dry rotted. So if you can break acrylic yarn with your hands, it's not any good. It's going to fall apart. It's going to fall off. And actually I noticed when I took the dress off, some hair came off as well. So the very first thing I will do before giving her a bath is I'm going to remove her hair. Now that we have her hair all removed, it's time for a good clean. There are lots of products out there for cleaning old fabric. There are all kinds of opinions about all of them. This is my trial and error and what works for me. So if this doesn't work for you, definitely try something else. But I've had really good luck with this, and so I'm just showing you the way I do it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to spray her with OxiClean Max Force. This is a stain remover. You're supposed to shake it well first, and you can leave it on for up to a week. And since these are very old stains, I'm going to saturate the fabric, and then I'm going to wrap her in a towel, and I'm just going to leave her for a few days. I'm going to pay special attention to her face and anywhere else that's really grubby. In my experience, it's almost always face and hands because usually the dolls are dressed. Also want to point out she's missing her little heart. Raggedy Ann and Andy usually have a little heart here that says I love you. So we'll take care of that when I get to the repair process. I'm not too worried about her head because I will recover it with yarn. I'll put new hair on her, and I'm not really worried about these little extras. Most of this will come out, and the holes tend to close when I wash the dolls. Just gonna rub it in just a little bit. Make sure it's nice and saturated before I wrap her up. Now I'm gonna wrap her in her little towel, and we're gonna leave her for a few days. Little Raggedy Ann burrito. So we're back. It's 5 days later, and this gal's ready to go in the washing machine. So we're gonna unwrap her burrito. Now at this point, if she had damage, I would, like say if her arm was falling off or there was a split seam, I would go ahead and use a safety pin to hold that together so that I can safely wash her without stuffing coming out or the seam coming apart further. The next thing I always do is I put my Raggedies in an oversized lingerie bag for your wash. I don't remember, here we go. This is a Woolite bag. Just found it. It was in a pack of different sizes at my grocery store. So she's gonna go in here. And believe it or not, I am gonna put her in the washing machine. So here we are at the washing machine, ready to give her a wash. As you can see, I have a top-loading washing machine that does not have a center agitator. If you have a center agitator, I recommend you do this completely by hand. Don't do it in your washing machine because you're going to run the risk of damaging the doll. So I like to use 7th generation Easy Dose. I have a lot of allergies, so free and clear is always the way I go. So that's literally how much you put in there. It's called Easy Dose because it self-measures when you squeeze it. Just close that up. Then we add a scoop of OxyClean. So this washer has a really cool feature where I can soak and wash and it will drain without spinning. So that's how I'm gonna wash this doll. If your washer doesn't do that, you can still wash it. Just make sure you turn it off before the spin. This doll is not particularly fragile. It's really sturdy fabric. I feel like it would be safe to give it a gentle spin, but for the most part, I just let them drain, and then if they're clean, we air dry. So let's get her washing. Here we are out of the wash. You can see that most of her staining is gone. Most of the yellowing is gone. Little stains on her arms are gone. The holes have closed up just a little bit on her head, which doesn't really matter because we're going to cover that anyway. One of the things I've really noticed about her is she is not very stuffed. She's kind of empty, so I will probably take care of that. So now we just let her dry for a couple of days and we move on to what's next. I'm going to stop here for today. You guys let me know if you would like to see more. Otherwise, I will be back with a regular Talk to Me Tuesday and the results of the rest of this restoration. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.